And me and Patrick, the host, also the largest people here, just walk in between you guys every other person. So thanks for that. It is weird. This has been like a fun show. Like this is how you guys are feeling good, right? That's what I feel like. Here's what's interesting. I've been doing this like 4 years, so like there's been people who've been doing it longer, but there's a lot of those guys. But in like a room like this, it's always kind of, and I love Two Moon, but like whenever it's a room that's like brightly lit, you know, it's always kind of like, well, the crowds are never as loud, you know, and I don't even mean that, like you guys have been a lot of fun, but I'm only saying that because like, I want all the comics to know that it's been going well, because I think a lot of us get in our heads about shit like this, but you guys have all enjoyed this. It's just that, like, yeah, exactly. I feel the love. It's just like, we're just like, well, why isn't everybody laughing really hard every 30 seconds? Because, you know, it's a room thing. Like, it's brighter, so it's, you don't feel as much like an animal. You kind of feel like you're still a human being, which is like, that's the way it goes sometimes. First of all, like, these pictures are new. See, why didn't we think about that before? Like, why didn't we do that earlier?
I don't know, Lawson. Maybe someone was on time. We could have done it.
I was here 10 minutes before 9. Okay, I was totally on time. I also didn't know the lights could get dimmed here. I didn't know that. I run an open mic here. I've been doing this for like 5 months here. I had no idea. I don't even want to talk about those pictures. What I will say is that, because Mike was talking about race before. You guys know I'm Puerto Rican and Chinese, which I consider to be the 3rd and 4th most important races in the country. That's what I think of. Because whenever I think of the hierarchy, like, white people are the champs, right? You got white people are the champions. But then I feel like black people are the #1 contenders. Like, because they're #2 because they feud with white people. Like, that's how you become the top contender, is you feud with the champions. And then people give a shit about you, like, it's like people, that's the thing, everyone's always like, oh, Obama's like the first black president, right? And even like, that was the pinnacle, but before that, it was like, oh, the first black head football coach, or the first black, it was like, no one was ever like, who's the first Asian governor? Like no one gave a fuck, no one cares. Because like, yeah, you had to build railroads, but it wasn't that bad. Like, come on guys, it wasn't totally fucked up. I mean, it was, but just kind of not documented as well. Just the way, it's really all it is. You should, because but here's the thing, I don't want white people to feel guilty, right? Because guilt's not a good emotion, doesn't help anything. Should all just love each other. Like, fucking, but I understand, if you're white, the struggle I feel like is not so much to not be racist, but like, to not seem racist, you know, because that's, like, it's okay if you're racist, as long as nobody knows, you know, because then you're fucked. then you won't get hired, or that girl won't fuck you, or whatever, you know, like, that's when it gets fucked up. And I feel weird, I feel bad for white people, because how can you not know, like, I've heard white people be like, Lawson, I think I was racist the other day, like, how can you not know if you have hate in your heart? That doesn't make any sense. You can't accidentally, like this new idea of like accidental racism, you can't accidentally hate a racial group. That's not, you can't do that. If there's like a black dude who's yelling in a movie theater, you tell him to be quiet. You're not being racist. You're just want to watch a movie, and then but you think it's like some weird, you can't accidentally hate people, is what I'm saying. The other thing is, but I totally also, like, a lot of it has to do with the fucking language clash, because if a black dude is, like, if black people are talking in a movie theater, right, like, they should, because that's probably an awesome way to watch a movie. It's probably pretty dope. It, like, gets you more, you're, like, feeling the shit, you're like, yo, don't fucking go in there, like, you're really invested. That's some real shit. I saw, there was this white comic who was, who was doing a set, and there was like these black dudes in the audience, and black dudes started like, the white comic was like, hey guys, stop heckling me, but he didn't know the black dudes were just laughing, but like black people laugh with words, you know? They'd be like, ah nigga, you stupid. Like, that's what they do. And the dude's like, stop heckling me. It's like, they're not heckling, that's how they laugh. That's just the difference. They just go like, nigga, that's mad dumb. That's just what they do when they're enjoying something. They just will vocalize it more. So, you know, a lot of it has to do with language. The smartest thing I ever heard, I went to a black high school, black Catholic school. The smartest thing I ever heard was, nigga, don't do that. That was the smartest sentence I ever heard, because there was somebody who was going to do something that they shouldn't be doing, and this black kid, I don't even remember what the thing was, but this black kid just was like, nigga, don't do that, and then he didn't do it. And it was fucking right to the point, it just got the message across. It was beautiful, it was the perfect thing to say, because like, why say more words? You know, like, I feel like part of like sounding educated is using bigger words, but for what? Like, why should you be like, excuse me, sir, you shouldn't continue with that activity because there'll be serious repercussions. No, just be like, nigga, don't do that, and then he won't. And it's fucking perfect. Everyone lives, and it's fine. Just get right to the fucking point. I feel, yeah, black dudes get slack, I think. Not black people get slack for being, like, paranoid and shit. I don't think black people are paranoid as much as appropriately suspicious. You know, I think that's the level. Because if you live in America, you have to understand that these rules kind of don't really exist. We kind of making this shit up as we go. But if you're white, I feel like white people are like the Salem witches of today. I think, in terms of racism, because you don't know. It's almost like I'll tell this story. Like, I have a white friend who was in a black neighborhood once. And this black kid came up to him and was like, hey man, can I borrow your phone? Now my friend, who wants to be very progressive and not racist, is like, in his head, he's like, I don't feel good about lending this black kid my phone, but I don't want to be racist, you know, so I'll lend him my phone. And then the kid was out. He took the phone and he ran, and the dude my friend had to chase him for 8 miles and then get jumped by his friends. And that's what it's like to be like white now, because like in the Salem days, to prove you weren't a witch, like they had to throw you in water, and if you drowned, you weren't a witch, but you were dead. But if you floated, good luck. Yeah, you're not a witch. I mean, you are. No, if you floated, you are a witch, and we have to kill you. But if you drowned, you weren't. But then you're dead. That's what it's like to be white, where it's like, yeah, you can lend the kid your phone, and then you're not racist, but you don't have your phone anymore now. That's how that works. It's like if you want to be racist, then you could not lend a kid your phone, but then you're fucking racist. But if you want to not be racist, it's like the same thing. I've done that joke better, but the parallel makes sense. I've worded that better before. All right, is anybody here in love? Let me say that. Is anybody? No. Nobody wants to. Here's the thing. Even if you are, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Of course. It's like you have to clap. You be honest. Yeah. Right. I really put some people on the spot just now. I'm in love with a girl who isn't in love with me, and that's a bummer. Right? Yeah. It's also. Yeah. It's a bummer. I don't know. I don't feel. I got high with her on Valentine's Day, and yeah, sure. And even though she's not I've grown a lot just from hanging out with her. Even because when I got high with her on Valentine's Day, it was a huge. I'll just tell you what happened. When I get high, I get I try to be honest all the time, but I get super honest because I'm like, I kind of realize there's no future really. There really is only this moment, and so. I was high with her, and I looked her in the eyes, and I said to her, I want to fuck you so that you love yourself more. I want you guys to remember, I want you guys to realize that I am me, and I said that. Remember, think how weird that used to be me. And I totally meant that. Because that's what I realized in that moment when I was like, because I've had a lot of guilt about being attracted to women, where I feel like in this culture it feels like such a vampiric thing to want to fuck women. It feels like this weird, like, oh yeah, how do you get whipped? Fucking lie to them and fucking then get off and then don't call them. It's like this fucked up thing. So in that moment was the first time I was like, holy shit, this could be like awesome. I could want to fuck you for like righteous reasons. It could be awesome. And I also realized that objectification is not the same thing as sexualization, which I like. Because I don't want to objectify women. I never really liked that idea. But sexualizing women is fucking awesome. Like, it's great. Because women are sexual creatures, like we all are. So it's fucking fine. Like, I don't even know why you'd want to objectify a woman. Like, why would you, like, the word objectify, why would you want a woman to become an object? That's weird. That's backwards, you know? Like, I don't objectify women, I womanize objects. You know, like I masturbated by humping my bed for like 7 years. I was pretending my bed was a woman. You know, like why would you pretend a woman's a bed? That's fucking, you're moving backwards now. That's like devolution. Once you convince a woman to fuck, that's fucking great. Why would you pretend that's a bed? Be like, yeah, this is fucking, I have a woman. That's the fucking prize right there. That's the best thing. Yeah, I try to. I'll say this one last thing. I try to empathize with women too, because I feel like, I just realized this earlier today. My younger sister's 19, and like we've been best friends for like 8 years probably. Yeah, since I was, like about like the last 8 years. She's basically treated me, I've always thought like she's treated me like her father, but really she's treated me like her closest girlfriend. You know, like which makes so much sense as to why I feel weird hanging out with dudes and talking about fucking, because I'm a girl. Like, not really, but like I am. Like, I'm a girl, but I'm in this body, so that's fucked up, you know? Like, I don't get to be. But I try to empathize more. I understand, like, there's always controversy about when there's, like, rape jokes, or whatever. And I really understand, like, as a woman, why it's fucked up to see a dude do rape jokes. Because to a woman, any dude could be a rapist. You know, like, we all have dicks. Like, we're all, like, like a woman walking around, it's like being in the Wild West. Like, we all just have guns on us that are hidden. It's fucking weird. This concealed thing. Like, so like, seeing a dude do rape jokes, that's like watching a dude holding a knife do jokes about stabbing people on stage. Where he's like, hey, you guys ever notice that people that get stabbed are usually asking for it? You're like, wait, what the fuck? That's fucking hard. I don't like this guy at all. It's like, yeah, well, why would they dress like that if they don't want to get stabbed? Alright, this guy, fucking get him off stage. It's really terrible. Somebody give him the hook. Alright, guys, that's it for me, actually. That's going to be my set. This is fun. We got one more comic coming up who's fucking beast. This dude.